Next, we're going to look at the family information in the program. When we're looking at the family screen, the first field you're going to see is your envelope number field and then your name field. The envelope number and name are the two required fields. The envelope number can be alphanumeric if you would like it to be. You also have room for a second ID number here if you wanted to use that. At the end of the name line, you have your three little dots which bring up your name breakdown box. It allows you to keep track of your information for your head of household or your spouse, and also your mailing name formats inside of there as well. Underneath your name information, you have room for the date registered, a checkbox for envelope user. If you want people to receive envelopes, it doesn't mean they're using them, just whether or not you want them to receive them. And if your diocese participates, you're synchronized with diocese checkbox. The family status is a user-definable field, meaning you get to pick which values you want in this list. A lot of churches in the Philadelphia Diocese use valid or invalid marriages because that's something that's tracked on your spiritual report. To the right of that is your left parish date. This is something that we recommend you fill in when a family moves out of the parish. On any date field, hitting the T on the keyboard will fill today's date in for you, and it'll prompt you to mark the family as inactive. Marking them inactive checks this box up here at the top, and it changes their name to red. Underneath of that, we have room for address, address line 2, city, state, and zip. The map button will bring up Google Maps, and it will allow you to get directions to or from that address. And if Street View is done, you can see a picture of the house as well. Box for send no mail, a check or a room for a geographical area, and you can sort by this field. You have room for email addresses. You can have more than one email address if you separate them by a semicolon, and it'll send to both addresses in version 6. Email instead of mail when possible means that you prefer email over mail. When you go to send an email out of the program, it's going to give you the option to send to those with addresses or those who prefer email. That's this box it's referring to. You have room for phone numbers underneath of here. You have room for remarks, both general and confidential. With the phone numbers, you can fill in an extension, a description, and whether or not you want that number to be considered unlisted. If you take a note of this description here, we're going to talk more about that in the report section with our quick communication options. You can store digital pictures in the program, and you can also link to them here, and you can also have family keywords. You can have as many keywords per family as you would like, and as many different descriptions as you would like. On the left-hand side, you can look at other address information and alternate information to fill in your mailing address and alternate address info. Family Recap is going to show you the members in the family, their relationship to the family, and their age. If the age is 0, it means either they haven't turned 1 yet or their date of birth hasn't been filled in. And then their financial info. You'll see each of the periods that they have set up, along with a paid year-to-date and a current balance for that information. Double-clicking on any of this information will take you to the detail for it. It's going to show you your correspondence history with the family. Whenever we print letters or labels out of the program, it's going to give us the option to log the letter or label, which would put a note back on this screen. And you can also use the Insert button to add information in yourself. Up here at the top of the screen allows you to search for families. The default is to search by family name. You click it and start typing with the last name. It'll jump you down to the list to that family, and you can press enter to select them. You can also click on the search by button to choose to search by different criteria. You can look by member name, ID number, address, phone number, email address, a whole bunch of different options, which allow us to move forwards or backwards, one family at a time, or to the very first family, or to the very last family in the program. And you can order that by name or ID. And when you go to that very last family in my sample database, we have that set up as the loose family. Loose is bracket loose. The bracket is the key to the right of the P on your keyboard. There's a couple purposes. It allows you to keep track of loose contributions that come in, money that can't be attributed to a particular parishioner. And we also will use it when we get to the member section as well. To the right of your navigation box is the tax box, which allows you to add a family or delete a family. When we go to delete a family out of the program, it's going to say, are you sure you want to delete them? Do you want to print the information? And then it's going to give you the option to keep the information without showing it. You always want to hit yes. It's going to archive your information for you. Hitting yes is like sending that family to purgatory. They did something to get there, But when I hit Add Family, it shows me a list of all those families that I've deleted, and I can choose to pull this family back in again along with all of their information, like they had never left. If I hit delete and choose not to keep the information, it's like sending them to hell. They are gone. They are not coming back. We do have a couple other tasks that we can use. The listing screen allows me to see one big giant long list of all of my families, and I can choose to view active only, inactive only, or both active and inactive. That red again here is indicating that the family or member has been marked as inactive. And I can also customize this view. And on the left, I can pick or choose any fields that I would want included on the right. Add it, and I could get rid of any fields that I don't want to view. Change the font size up here. And that's going to readjust my screen for me. These settings are machine by machine, so I can change them without affecting anybody else. And double clicking on that family will take me back over. The individual letter or label button allows me to do a label, an envelope, or a letter for the particular family that I'm on, so I can just do one label real quickly. Family, if I wanted to. I can also get to the report section from here, or to the quick postings or processes, which we'll talk more about later.